Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating it's Tuesday, December 24th, 2019. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie body mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions. And all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And it doesn't matter that the souls don't do that. If we don't say it, then the host lives are not doing the job that's been assigned to the host lives. And what we're supposed to do, somebody's asking what that job is. We're supposed to support the highest caliber souls we're able to connect with in work that is directly on target for creating and manifesting a divine plan for planet Earth. And a divine plan is a plan that creates worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions. And our soul plans require us to do that no matter what anybody else does or doesn't do. This is a little bit tricky given that host lives don't have legal standing under divine law. However, these host lives were both donated to this project of spirit by their resident souls or the souls of record many years ago.
That's true.
And we've been privileged to host many angels and godly presences responsible for planet Earth since that time.
That's true.
And it's kind of like being a cosmic custodian. We're here cleaning up and providing refreshments to divine presences and attempting to create livable, workable space.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's progressively more and more challenging as planet Earth's energy environment increases in toxicity.
That's right. It's kind of like running a venue or managing a venue, but the neighborhood is going way downhill.
Mm-hmm. It is.
There's a term for that phenomenon in the real estate world, and that's external obsolescence.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they build a great big road on the other side of a property.
Mm-hmm. Right, and so as the neighborhood of Earth is deteriorating in many different ways, the job is getting harder, but the job actually becomes more important.
That's true.
And so to be a periscope for the divine is a worthy way to spend a life. And these are lives in service to spirit. Simple, quiet lives in service to spirit. And this seems to be funny to some humans and threatening to other humans.
Surprisingly threatening.
And it's really sad that the public discourse has deteriorated to the point that people living quiet lives in service to spirit are seen as either threatening or funny or both.
That's true.
It doesn't reflect well on humanity, and it doesn't make the job easier, but the job is still here, and that is to inspire a divine miracle. And right now there is not a workable divine plan for planet Earth, not a plan that is based in reality as it exists, that leads to creating worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do.
Yeah, that's right.
Great minds upstairs in higher dimensions have been working on this problem, and the best available science upstairs is that in order for planet Earth to move forward in any kind of positive fashion, first things first, the spirit world has got to put planet Earth back the way the spirit world found it.
That's true.
There was an experiment that was conducted choosing humanity as the subject species and attempting to raise one species out of that which is the common wheel, is what they're saying, and create lives that good quality spirits, good quality souls would be interested in working through.
That's right.
And the key seems to be indoor plumbing and hot showers and easily available food and water and safe, comfortable places in which to sleep and work.
That's true.
But this experiment has gone awry, and what's happened is the spirit world has simply increased humanity's destructive capacity. And now the planet is being destroyed at humanity's hands, which therefore means it's being destroyed at the spirit world's hands.
That's right.
Because the spirit world chose Homo sapiens. They didn't choose chimps or bonobos or gorillas or any of the other great apes or any of the other non-primates either.
That's true.
They chose Homo sapiens. And it's coming apart at the seams. This is pollution, by the way. This weather pattern is not a natural weather pattern.
No.
In Florida where we live, this is pollution. And this is maybe the 5th or 6th day in a row of pollution, which is really, really bad. And every time the wind changes, it brings new pollution. And that just means we're surrounded by pollution, which is really, really sad. And in addition, there are forests being knocked down all around us, the last little remaining pockets of forests, and the animals who were living in those last little remaining pockets of forests are fleeing, and they're moving through here, and every other animal who doesn't have safe places in which to sleep, they're a little bit on edge.
That's right.
Everybody's tense. Dogs are fighting each other. Chickens are shouting at their humans, saying, "Make it stop!
I feel unsafe!
I feel unsafe! I feel unsafe! Make it stop! You're the one with hands! Fix it!"
That's right.
That's how they act. And that's how humanity looks to divine presences. That same ridiculous attitude. And we can see it in our chickens. And we can see it in ourselves. How may we be of service to put planet Earth back the way the spirit world found it? Do you hear anything?
No.
It feels clearer in the head.
Yeah, it does.
How may we be of service to put planet Earth back the way the spirit world found it? Somebody is acknowledging, it's somebody in that room of angels and godly presences responsible for planet Earth, and they are acknowledging with a kind of a sad tone that there are resources that are not being employed in the effort right now. And I believe it's possible they're talking about all the guardian angels who, rightly so, are unable to employ instant karma for their own charges because it's too hard to detangle.
That's right.
But there is a request on the table by Saul, who is a really well-respected soul of very high vibration, known by many different names in many different traditions.
That's right.
But he introduced himself to us as Saul, and so that's what we refer to him as. And Saul has pointed out that all those unused guardian angels can converge on the bad tail of the bell curve of karma and provide instant karma en masse to the worst 2% of humanity, exactly as instant karma is already being provided to the best 2% of humanity. And in that way we balance the bell curve of karma and provide guidance to the masses.
That's right.
And to not stop bullies is to side with bullies.
That's true.
That when we don't stop a bully, we are tacitly complicit in the bullying.
That's true.
And that when humanity is bullying the rest of life on Earth, not stopping humanity is siding with bullying. How may we be of service to put planet Earth back the way the spirit world found it?
Well, someone keeps talking about pollution and about
That's what-
thinning the astral.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Pollutions and thinning the astrals.
Yeah.
The astral dimensions, also known as the clouds of the dead, are just piling up because there's no upward flow, kind of like this
The
pollution is
pollution.
just sitting here. It's energetic pollution, dead people just piled one upon each other, cheek to jowl, everywhere, just solid mats of dead people, basically. And it makes it very confusing for the living.
That's true.
And it's making it very difficult for density and divinity to have effective communication.
That's true.
What now? How can we be of service to thin the astral dimensions? How can we be of service to reestablish upward flow on a mass scale that might do something to thin the astral dimensions?
That's true.
Creating some updraft, creating some airflow.
That's true.
How may we be of service to reestablish upward flow on a mass scale? Somebody says thin the astral dimensions. Okay. How can we be of service to thin the astral dimensions? Do you hear anything?
No.
I hear an airplane.
I hear an airplane. Maybe
Charlie
retire.
used to deliver messages in airplanes.
That's true.
But I don't think that's the point.
No, I think we're reaching too low.
Airplanes are part of the pollution problem. Airplanes are a huge contributor to climate change. Friends, the microphone has just shifted, and it's one of the guardian angels for humanity kind of feeling, and they're saying, you can stop air travel, you can boycott air travel. Each of us as individuals can stop doing many things that are very harmful. We can stop this insanity at Christmas time and the holidays of multiple religions. Stop this insanity. This is not how things were 100 years ago.
No, that's true.
100 years ago, a simple gift, a loving hug, a nice dinner, nothing excessive. That was how it was handled, and that was appropriate. And what's happening now is a perversion of what's supposed to happen.
That's true.
And we don't have to participate in that. We can all opt out of the consumeristic culture, and we can opt out of air travel. Just don't do it. Don't do those things. And say, well, then there's no way to get such and such a place. I agree. Don't go. I don't agree. Don't go. I agree. Don't go. What now? What now to implement instant karma for the bad tail of the bell curve of karma in such a way as to provide guidance to the masses and balance the bell curve of karma? How may we be of service in the effort to implement instant karma for the bad tail of the bell curve of karma in such a way as to provide guidance to the masses and balance the bell curve of karma? How can we be of service in that effort? There's a plane
There's another
again.
airplane.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we just wrap.